What's up, everybody? Welcome to another GSD episode of the Tradesman Experience. What is GSD? It is, of course, get shit done. How many of you are sports fans? How many of you spend time every week fully engaged in cheering for your favorite sports team or players or octagon fighter or whatever it is that you are engaging in? How much time do you spend doing that? Now, listen, I don't have anything against sports fans. I don't have anything against sports. Personally, I don't watch any organized sports. I just don't have an interest in it. I don't have a reason other than the fact that it just doesn't interest me. I don't have an athletic background, so there's no relatability for me in any of those things. But when I look at sports fans and I look at the word fan comes from the term fanatic. And when you are fanatic about something, you're very vested into it. You get excited about it. You get emotional about it. You really become fanatical about the supporting role that you play. When you look at a sports fan, someone that is fanatical about their team or their player, they consume stats. They consume data. They spend a lot of time in this mode of consumption so they can learn as much as they possibly can, because it's going to give them an emotional edge, an intellectual edge. Maybe it's an edge for gambling. Maybe it's the fantasy football thing, which I couldn't even begin to understand or explain. But when you look at how much consumption goes into understanding and learning so you can become the best fan, there's a lot of energy that's invested into that. Look at social media. How much scrolling do you do? How much time do you spend scrolling through TikTok or Instagram, reading Facebook posts, going through YouTube? And I'm not talking about spending time intentionally learning something. I've used YouTube for instructional videos on how to accomplish things before. I'm talking about the act of consumption, the act of scrolling, the act of going through the information without any intent other than trying to gain some level of emotional arousal. Something that you learn that you can send to someone or share with someone or have a conversation about. In this, again, mode of consumption, how much time do you spend doing that? And I'm sure there's data to conflict or support what I'm about to say, but a piece of data that I found is the average person spends 66 hours a week on screen time. And I have no doubt that a lot of that is scrolling. Streaming. When you're home or on the road or whatever, how much time do you spend streaming? Streaming Netflix, streaming Prime, streaming Hulu. Again, there's a lot of these streaming services that I don't know about. But how much time do you spend in the mode of consumption? How much TV do you consume? How much streaming do you actually consume? I'm going to talk about the health side of it real quick, but what are you consuming as far as alcohol, as far as sugary drinks, as far as poor food, as far as processed food? What are you consuming on a regular basis that gives you that instant sense of gratification, that instant sense of that feeling of dopamine? How much time do you spend consuming those things? I ask these questions for this point. If you spend more time in the mode of consumption in any of those areas than you do in learning about yourself, your return on investment, you're upside down. If you spent equivalent amount of time of consumption with your health, with your understanding your microbiome, with getting, panels done, with exercising, if you spent that time of consumption in your relationship, in your physical relationship, your emotional relationship, your communicating relationship, if you spent that amount of time consuming information that's going to elevate you in your job, in your career, in your business, as a leader, as a spouse, as a parent, as fill in the blank. If you spent the equivalent amount of time consuming knowledge and information that's going to elevate you as you do in any of these other areas, your return on investment, the result that you're going to generate, is going to be superior to you sitting in a chair on Sunday afternoon cheering your favorite football team on. Now, again, let me remind you, I don't have anything against sports. What I have against fanatics is when you choose to become a fanatic in an area of your life that breeds distraction, that breeds complacency, that breeds consumption of this one thing that doesn't elevate you as a person. When you evaluate your consumption, the simple question is, does this make me a better version of myself? It's good to have fun. It's good to detach. It's good to sit down and watch something on Netflix. It's good to listen to stand-up comedy on your streaming device. It's good to cheer for your sports teams. Those things are healthy. I think it's good because it breeds camaraderie and you get to remove yourself. But what I'm saying, and I'll say it again, is if you spend more time doing that than consuming information that's going to elevate you to the best version of yourself, your return on investment is going to be upside down. Thank you for spending this time with me. Who am I? My name is Josh, and until next time, get shit done.